We're getting real funny with it today. Because we're in a funny universe now. We're in the Biden-verse.
So now what, do I have to still make the Christmas decorations? What? What the fuck do I do now? Do I still have to make the fucking Christmas decorations, Donald?
Do I have to light the tree and give presents to the children? I hate the fucking children. You'll lose anyway.
Why can't the new president come in before Christmas? Why do
you
I
are
have
a lame duck, Donald, just like your pin.
Yeah, maybe I put lame duck on top of Christmas tree. Maybe I put duck that goes quack quack.
This is what I serve in White House this year. I hate children since I have Barron. Autism makes him terrible.
He's too tall. I do not like him too tall.
He's too tall and he is too strong. He has strange energy. He flail about. He only talks about Yu-Gi-Oh.
Only plays Call of Duty War fucking 2. I don't know. Says N-word all the time.
He says N-word more than you, Donald. On Secret and Toilet. Not healthy for young men. Free Melania.
Well, yeah, but she's gonna free herself soon. She's gonna get the big D, the big divorce. Everyone's saying.
Yeah.
She's gonna get the big divorce.
Is that gonna happen? The ultimate humiliation. And then she is going to hook up with Carl Icahn. He was always sweet
such
on
a
me.
fucking cuck, Donald. I'm going to go marry Tucker Carlson.
I'm going to go oh my god. I'm going to go marry Mark Cuban. Oh no. But now we have, hey, we got Green New Deal.
Come on,
Let's
man.
talk about the Green Old Deal,
Come on, man.
Look, they're legalizing grass instead. We didn't have grass in Dover, man. All we had were uppers. I would do like 6, 7 of those a night. Think that's... Hey, man.
Yeah, me and my friends used to hang out by the drugstore. We used to drink beer out of Dixie cups, and my friend Scooter came over and showed me his hot rod and told me how far he'd gotten with the girl in the back seat.
He said he got 3 fingers of gin back in there. And that was what we called, well, what we say at the Irish Wakes now is what we say, goodbye. That's what we say. But we don't say it because we're Irish. Yeah, so we have that guy now.
Yeah, see, the way it was is that the gang's kids hanging around the drugstore was causing too much of a ruckus, so they set up us a rec center for dancing and ballrooming so that we would not get so involved in riding around town in the black neighborhoods. What I mean to say is, here's Kamala. She's going to take her from here.
See, Kamala knows a lot about growing up in the normal neighborhoods. See what we're talking about. The neighborhoods. Kamala, she wasn't in the poor neighborhood. She was in the normal neighborhoods.
What I mean to say, who am I?
So Kamala, someone who I've been arguing, it is a tragedy that she is the vice president because she has some of the worst political instincts I've ever seen.
We won, Joe. We did it. You're Mr. President now.
You did it, Joe. I believe that you raped those women and you're president.
Oh, man, yeah. I forgot. I wonder how Tara Reid feels right now.
I think Tara Reid feels fine. I mean, it didn't stick with... None of Bill Clinton's things stuck.
Yeah,
George W. Bush, he was a lot of things, but he wasn't a rapist.
Yeah, no, he was just a bumbling idiot.
Yeah. You never hear about George W. Bush on the Jeffrey Epstein logs. You never hear about that guy.
Yeah, well...
One thing about Bush, not a secret pedophile. Did a lot of other stuff.
Yeah, he was just an alcoholic drug addict. He just wanted to, God, get me out of here so I can drink again.
Okay, let's go down the lists of presidents who you think were rapists. Let's say Joe Biden, yeah, probably. Trump, probably.
Oh, yeah.
Obama, probably not. Obama never raped anyone. Bush never raped anybody.
Secret about
Clinton,
Obama is that he's gay.
Michelle? I'm gay. Michelle? I've been sucking Joe's dick for the last 35 years. That's how he's kept his energy up.
35 years.
I met him. I met him when I was a young man organizing in Chicago. We kept it a secret. Our gay orgone energy
All right,
is
so
what propelled us.
George H.W. Bush. H.W.
He wasn't a rapist, but he covered up rapes for the CIA, which I think he aided and abetted rape.
What's that part in The Simpsons when he's writing his memoir and it's like, and in one term I accomplished all I set out for.
Yeah, he's got that unearned confidence of a guy that never really accomplished a whole lot throughout his political career, even though he ascended to the highest forms of office in the land.
He accomplished quite a bit before he became president.
What did he accomplish?
He was
Tell me what.
In the CIA.
Yeah, but what? I mean,
killed
what?
JFK.
You're right. He murdered JFK.
he helped Nixon do stuff.
Reagan. You think Reagan raped like frat? Reagan probably raped as a frat boy.
Yeah,
but
not
didn't
as
do so
president.
after that.
Reagan didn't know where he was.
Yeah.
But before when he was governor of California, he was doing all kinds of terrible things. There's not enough.
You think he was in an open relationship with Nancy?
Open?
Not. No,
I think
I don't think. Maybe they were swingers. It would be cool if they were swingers. But I think Reagan probably raped in college. I'm saying that. I'm pegging Reagan.
Raped in college.
Ooh, that's where you get the rapist knowledge.
Damn.
Drink another Four Loko.
We're gonna be canceled for that
Rape
one.
a girl while you're on Smoko.
That was
Okay.
that was. I don't know who said that or sang that. It wasn't me. I disavow.
It was Frank Sinatra. That was
disavow.
the original lyrics to that Frank Sinatra.
What do you want me to say? I disavow. You want me to say I disavow? I disavow. I disavow. Are you happy? I disavow it. Well, I don't know how to feel. What a night. What a week. What a week it has been for the Democrats.
Yeah, people are describing this. So I've seen the outright joy, like the people dancing in the street. And, I don't feel anything, but I don't want to rob the excitement from these people. I'll let them have it. They haven't felt this way in a while. And, I can think they're misguided. But at least, it's nice to see people who I don't abjectly hate having a decent time. Like, I don't hate libs. I'm fighting for the libs. They're the people who I want in my thrall.
We're fighting for everyone. That's what we're doing. You and I, what we're doing, we're fighting for everyone.
We're fighting for everyone here by talking.
Yeah.
By talking, and we're doing a lot over here.
Yeah, we're in a united front, and what we're really doing is we're fighting for all Americans and Canadians as one. And what we want to do is create a united country of Canada and America. And really, we will be still called the United States of America, and Canada will be our 51st state. So, prepare to be subjected.
We've been fearing the American invasion for a long time. So what we've done is we've set up a bunch of scratch-off tickets at the border. And hopefully this will distract the American soldiers.
Yeah.
Because they're very underpaid, you see.
Oh, dang.
So I feel they could... man, that's another thing that's happening is the poppy discourse in Canada's happening.
Yeah, explain that. I've been seeing this poppy discourse, and I do not understand it.
The poppy discourse in Canada is... So we have Remembrance Day in Canada as opposed to Veterans Day. Is Veterans Day your November holiday for supporting the troops?
I don't care.
So Remembrance Day is you do a moment of silence at 11:11, and you also
for World
recite,
War One. It's a World War One.
It's
bit.
It originated as a World War One. Culturally, now it's just a general support the troops holiday, especially for right-wing people.
Yeah, I generally do a moment of silence every day for the dissolution of the Ottoman Empire.
But yeah, World War One is like it's weird to get. Because it's infused with jingoism as well. Like, we were on the right side of history by winning World War I. And the people that fought in it were heroes. But, it's weird, that perspective. Because World War I, of course, was senseless. And there were no good guys and bad guys.
And they were losers.
Yeah. But, I would argue that even us, if we had lost World War I, the world might have been better off because Germany wouldn't have been depleted and in a situation where fascists could have taken over.
Right, and the British wouldn't have carved up the Middle East and dissolved the Ottoman Empire.
Yeah, there you go.
Which had a very good way of managing the Middle East. It was decentralized. It could have been reconstituted a little bit, but out of World War I came the chaos of the 20th and 21st centuries.
Yeah. The Allies, if they had lost, I think that the Holocaust still would have happened. It just would have started in England.
Yeah, maybe.
Right, we lost World War One. Germany depleted our economic resources. We're killing the Jews. It's
Oh man, I don't know. Was that a minority that was problematic in England for any like fascist movements?
The Jews were. I don't know. I have no idea.
There might have been a different minority. I know in England they hate Polish people now, but
that's only very recent. That's because of the Eurozone, because it became a lot easier to immigrate to England, which is why they had this huge influx of working class Polish people who are basically the equivalent of Mexicans in England, where they're integral to the economy and they do all the working class jobs that like lazy little Englanders don't want to do, and they still hate them.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know. The fact that we have such reverence for our troops for this very extremely senseless... Like, if the holiday was about how fucking senseless war is, like, if that was made more explicit, maybe, like, that would be... But it's all about... It sort of gets wrapped up in a jingoism.
So what's the deal with the poppies, then, though? What's the deal?
Oh, because it comes from the poem in Flanders Field, in Flanders Field in Belgium. The poppies grew in the fields. And, you know, the white crosses that dot the landscape of Belgium symbolize the memory of those brave boys that fought to preserve the empire of royals.
Belgium kind of sounds like something that happens to your intestines when you can't poop. Like, oh, I got Belgium.
But, okay, so the poppy originates as a World War I remembrance thing. Remembrance Day is a World War I thing, but gets spun out into a support the troops thing. So the poppy, you know, to some people, I think it means, you know, it's a symbolization of the senselessness of war. But I think to most people, the cultural consensus is it's a general support the troops. They're our heroes. They fight for our freedom. They make it so that we're safe. And the only war that really applies to is World War II, which, you know, great war, fantastic war.
Hey, what about the Falklands?
Glad we won. Yeah. But, like, every other single war of the 20th century were just, like, proxy wars against communism.
What about Black Hawk Down?
Terribly.
What about Black Hawk Down?
You're right. Also, just getting a lot of Somalians. Clipping those Somalians. Fucking... Yeah, so now there's all this poppy discourse, because apparently Whole Foods in Toronto banned the wearing of the poppy for some reason, because maybe it's political speech, and you're not allowed to do political speech.
That's bad flair. You can't wear that flair.
Conversely, there's criticisms of people, like news anchors are supposed to be politically neutral. But, you know, they all wear the poppy because it's part of our jingoistic rhetoric, right? So there's always this debate as to whether or not this thing is actually a political message. And people like me say, of course it is. In the same way that, you know, flying jets over football stadiums at football games is, like, politically charged.
Hey, no,
but
that's
people don't think of it as such.
Hey, now, that's just patriotism. What are you saying? That's just good old American patriotism.
If patriotism is political, then maybe you should get the fuck out.
Maybe. So many conservative people are like, I'm gonna move. If Trump has really lost, I'm gonna move. I'm gonna move to Poland or Hungary, where I can really be seen as my people.
Maybe they would all be happier in a place like that.
Oh yeah, except when they realize how much walking is involved.
I like the idea of, like, Hungarians being so anti-immigrant that they bar off the American immigrants, and the American immigrants are just chilling in the refugee camp with the Syrians, and they are not getting along.
I'll show you how to shoot a gun. You don't know how to do it. That guy just died. He gets his head cut off.
all the Syrian children are hardened by their journeys across the Mediterranean. The American guy came over on a hover-round.
Well, Amazon Whole Foods banning the poppy.
banning. But so Doug Ford, our premier, the premier of Ontario, which is like a governor.
Is he the one who said I got enough pussy to eat at home?
No, that was his brother who died because he eventually just became one big tumor, and he was the mayor of Toronto.
Rob Ford
famous crack-smoking mayor, Rob Ford.
I got enough pussy to eat at home. I don't have to go out and find it.
But yeah, the Ford brothers definitely feed on the same Trumpist, like, hey, I relate to that guy energy, like the suburban tyrannical small business owners of the Toronto area vote for them in droves. And, people that are like, why should I pay for other people's kids? I started my indoor pool business all by myself. I guess an indoor pool business is more respectable than an outdoor pool business.
It's a yeast infection business. That's what that is.
Doug Ford said that banning the poppy, he tweeted that banning the poppy was, oh no, that's bad. We need to remember the guys. Remember our heroes. And...
I think you guys had like half a beach on D-Day. You guys like got half a beach to your.
We had some.
Shared it with the Brits. Gold or something. Gold beach.
World War One. Canadians did a lot of shit in World War One. Canadians liberated Holland. Okay, we liberated Holland. And that's why we are in good terms with the Hollish.
Oh, it's right. Flanders. You were talking about Flanders.
Yeah, you're talking about Flanders. Stupid, talking about that beautiful era, stupid, sexy Flanders field. Stupid, sexy Flanders field, where the poppies never yield. World War One, the most cucked war. Every soldier that participated in World War One was a cuck. If you didn't desert in World War One, lose respect. I've lost respect for you. They're all dead. It's okay. They're literally all dead.
We should do.
No one will ever hear this.
Let's do a prank phone call on the show. Let's call up Four Seasons Total Landscaping. Hey.
Yes.
Hey, this is the president.
Hey. That is also like that is such an. I mean, that's the example of how the Trump presidency eliminates all parody and all subtext and all everything, because his Great Reign literally ends at a misbooked garage.
It was on purpose. It was all part of Q's plan. Okay,
he's sending signals. In a year, 4 seasons, we shall meet again.
Exactly. It's trust the plan, soldiers.
Where we go one, we go Q.
Where we go mulch, we wait. No, where we go. Where we go one, we get backhoes. Hold on, wait. We're
Jimmy's QAnon backhoe rental. We're the only QAnon approved backhoe dealer in town. Where we go backhoe, you go black hoe. Okay, I don't know.
They specialize in koi ponds. Very similar to Q ponds, if you know what I'm saying. Across the pond. I'm just associating here. I'm free associating. Across the pond. MI6. Is there a connection?
MI6. The Philadelphia 76ers. Philadelphia. All these votes coming out of Philadelphia.
2018.
Gritty. What does it mean? Orange-haired Bushelman.
The Super Bowl. Also, between Philadelphia and New England. Tom Brady. The Philadelphia Eagles cheated. It's all just like Jerry Seinfeld when he won the race. He cheated.
Jerry Seinfeld cheated.
Yeah.
He did it.
Stop the
Everyone
steal.
thought the gun went off.
Stop the
But
steal.
it didn't go off.
No, it didn't.
It was a car backfiring. It was his crony Kramer. Jerry Seinfeld. The reason why Kramer is in Seinfeld's life is because his residual energy boosts Seinfeld's otherwise neutral presence. He is enabled by his feckless, naive friend, and all of their feckless energy culminates into that wonderful just soup of entitlement that we used to enjoy, that we had once. And it's gone now. And people want to feel that soup of entitlement with Biden again. That's why they're celebrating. It's Seinfeld again. We can be just like wantonly careless and evil like we were in the 90s.
Well, what's interesting is all of this stuff, all of this trolling from the right about like them saying it was stolen, it's not legitimate. I think it is in a large degree trolling, but it's that kind of weird fascist trolling that they do where they're like, we're just joking about how you stole the election. You stealers, you dirty stealers. We're just joking about civil insurrection.
Yeah.
And we're going to lock you all up and assassinate you. It's kind of weird. It makes me feel not happy. Plus,
would just defy the defiance of reality.
Yeah, there's more reality defiance. I mean, there's 70 million people who voted for Trump. He went up by 1 million from, I think.
The encroaching movement of fascism is not over because fascism masquerades as populism. You know, that's what old Robert Paxton said, right? You know, he's like, the fascism appropriates the language of populism, which is why you have Donnie Trump in the debates with Joe Biden saying, "You lost the left, Joe. Bernie Sanders said this would happen. You got to do what Bernie says. He's more respected than you, Joe."
So did he lose the left? And we can talk about this new AOC interview that came out where she's...
I don't think Joe Biden meaningfully lost a lot of left. I think like a lot of the idea that Bernie Bros wouldn't show up was mostly unfounded.
But so did you read the AOC interview in the Times that she did?
Didn't she get hostile? She was pretty hot.
Bit.
She called the Dems incompetent or something like that.
Yeah, she called them incompetent because they're not buying Facebook ads enough.
Well, kinda, yeah.
I mean, sure. The Dems do that thing where they like was it Charlie Booker in Kentucky who was trying to get nominated? What was the name of the I think it was a guy named Charlie Booker in.
Oh, you're talking about Joshua for Congress, or
No. In Kentucky, there was a.
The guy that was running against the helicopter.
Yeah, there was this guy running against Amy McGrath in the primary, and Nancy Pelosi said that anyone who works for Charlie Booker is blacklisted and can never work in a Democratic campaign. And so the Democrats are making blacklists of anyone who works for progressive campaigns to primary centrist Democrats. So I think that's what AOC is pissed about.
Especially because you could argue that a lot of popular left-wing causes got passed this election, the most astonishing of which, of course, is the $15 minimum wage in Florida.
Yeah.
Which,
Well, one caveat, it's $15 minimum wage to be implemented by 2026.
So there you go.
Great. By 2026, you need a fucking $20 minimum wage.
Yeah, it's always a half measure, but still, it's if Florida were truly, the capitalist hell world to its core, it would keep the minimum wage as it was. It wouldn't even make that concession.
Yeah.
So I think it just goes to prove that there is a popular mandate, and especially you have Fox News poll after Fox News poll that say people are in support of some form of Medicare for all. Like, it's just a really popular decision that, unfortunately, I think you and I were talking about this earlier. What this election is not necessarily a repudiation of leftist ideals, but maybe a repudiation of the way that we've been framing leftist ideals.
Yeah. Because,
we come to loggerheads over whether defund the police is a bad messaging or not. You think it's is it safe to say that you think it's bad messaging?
Yeah, I don't think it's good messaging at all.
It's honest messaging. It is what we're doing to some degree.
Well, the Republicans are in favor of defunding anything. They're pretty much, except as long as you're not defunding the Pentagon, they're kind of like, okay, yeah, that sounds good. Let's defund away.
Mm-hmm. I think, I've been tossing alternative phrasing like specialize the police, which is one that I think is relevant.
Oh, you want to make it meritocratic?
Well, make it so that they're not doing shit that police shouldn't do, like mental health calls. And I mean, that's like one of the easiest fixes to a lot of the systemic problems is just get more medical personnel to respond to distress calls.
Mm.
Like, Like, don't send them to, like, a battery call, but send them, if, like, someone's fucking freaking out on drugs, don't send the fucking cops. You think that person who's freaking out is going to stop freaking out because the cops are there?
Drugs are illegal, so you have to send the cops, because they are illegally freaking out due to illegalness.
But, yeah, they're just, like...
Their blood is partially illegal due to the drugs flowing within the blood.
Yeah, that is just, like, one example of, like, a very... like, just this no-brainer systemic fix that you can make that would certainly ease up a lot on
I have a
violence.
counter proposition. Why don't we make mental illness against the law?
I mean, it already is, Stephen.
Why don't if we just codify that, then hell, we call the police when you're going crazy for anything. Yeah.
That would be a good sci-fi movie where if you start demonstrating abnormal behavior, they take you away. They take away all the depressed people.
That's kind of
the thing
like
is,
Equilibrium, the Matrix, concurrent Matrix, with the Matrix came out in like 1999 with
they had gun fu in it
with Christian Bale.
They were bending bullets. We're bending the bullets. Gun fu. It's not actually. Is it called gun fu?
Yeah, where he does. I call it like gung. It's either gung fu or some kind of weird dancing, some kind of weird bullet dancing.
Gun dance.
I do bullet dancing. So the bullets
I'm a bullet dancer.
Yeah, they don't hit me. Sometimes I can even block them back, and then they hit you.
Go to the bullet ballet. The ballet. The
ballet.
The ballet ballet.
The ballet.
That'd be art shooting. Yeah, we're doing art shooting.
Yeah. There's a guy that performance artist guy who's like, my art is I get shot.
Yeah, Chris Burden.
Cool, dude.
I always said the story. I always found it funny is that guy eventually became a professor, and a kid did one of those. He like got run over by his friend in his class, and then he got kicked out of the class for doing it.
You stole my art idea. Getting hurt is my idea for art.
No, it's because the school was going to get sued, so he couldn't condone it.
Damn.
Yeah.
Well, AOC was talking about how. Because there's this conference call, right, between the Dems. The Dems all got together and they had a conference call. And Nancy Pelosi was like queen of the conference call because she had the biggest phone. And a comically large phone held up to her tiny weird face. And apparently there was one Dem from like Staten Island crying about how the progressive Dems were being too mean on Twitter and no one knows how to pronounce her name. And then there was another Dem who's really conservative talking about how it's all this defund the police stuff is making the Dems lose. And so AOC is talking about how that's all bullshit. So maybe I was wrong. I mean, it's hard to know. We need to do some analyzation and figure out whether the centrist Dems are the ones who are the problem or if it's the progressive Dems who are the ones who are the problem. Who gets more votes?
Yeah. It's weird because, like, I find that Bernie Sanders explicitly is calling himself a socialist. Do you think that hurt him in the end?
Yeah.
But, I mean, he couldn't escape it. You know, it was going to come out. Like, his entire history, he honeymooned in fucking Russia, so he just had to own it from the beginning.
I think he started calling himself a socialist during a time when, yes, you would have needed to. But after the Trump era, when the truth stopped mattering, he could have been like,
I am a capitalist.
Yeah.
And capitalism involves lots of central state control.
Yeah. It's like capitalism means when the government controls the economy and tells the businesses what they can do.
Yeah, fuck it, yeah. That's capitalism, baby. There's still a market.
Yeah.
But
well, that's Elizabeth Warren. That's Warrenism, basically. I'm a capitalist. And the government's just going to tell you how to run your shit.
I'm a capitalist, and the government's going to tell you how to run your shit. I guess I'm doing... Wait, what is that? I'm doing an Owen Wilson impression. Elizabeth Warren just sounds like Owen Wilson.
Yeah.
Elizabeth Warren, this big structural Bailey. I'm an Indian. I go to the powwow with Meemaw and Peepaw. and we're just banging our cucumbers on our drum bows there.
Yeah, I can't do Owen Wilson, but yeah, she's like how he's an Indian, so is he, but he does ayahuasca.
I did a lot of ayahuasca, and that's how I saw the flaws in our bankruptcy system. I like the idea of like Elizabeth Warren, making a trek down to Peru and then, going to a shaman and like, bathing in the blood of a goat, and she has visions, and it's just, very dull figures, just scanning back and forth, and she's just going, I understand, and then she says, I'm a real Indian now.
So
that's what we all want to be. We all white people just want to be Indians.
The other big story that came out is as Politico's got a list of potential picks for Biden's cabinet, and
yeah, I saw some of those. A lot of stickers.
No progressives.
No, of course not. What did you expect? That's the pitch for Biden. He's going to do all the neoliberal stuff. He's got Meg Whitman, hilariously enough, as the Sec of Commerce, which is great because Quibi just happened, and she was the Quibi lady.
Well, I guess I don't have to do Quibi anymore. I'm free for whatever kind of shenanigans you want.
Yeah, free for a real jerk-off position. Sec Commerce. They got Buttigieg at VA, which is funny.
Heidi Heitkamp is going to be in agriculture. She's conservative. She's a conservative Dem from one of the Dakotas.
And Susan Rice.
Oh, yeah. We're going to have Benghazi 2.
Benghazi 2.
Yeah, Benghazi 2.
Yeah. I mean, Benghazi was cool because a bunch of American soldiers were killed, so that's cool.
Whoa, dude. Whoa, dude. Hey, man. American soldiers are, like, cool, and they don't know what's going on, and it's not their fault, dude.
I blame them. What? I blame them all.
No,
Fuck the poppy.
No, dude. They're cool.
Yeah, I remember Lux a while back talking about how the army is proletarian, which is why we should reach out to them more socialist. But no, I don't really respect anyone who decides to become a soldier.
It's just the officers that are bad, man. The grunts are cool.
Yeah, the grunts are cool. all these woke grunts.
Well, they're not woke, but they like Metallica and partying,
Call of Duty.
They're like 19.
Yeah, I don't like them. I don't like 19. I don't like those scary kids.
They haven't had a chance to really grow. And
I don't get. They're already damned.
And find
they're already damned.
Who they are.
No, I don't respect the troops. I don't respect any of the troops. Just because I have compassion for them, doesn't mean I have to respect them.
You don't want them to die, though. You don't want anybody to die. The world would be better.
I want some people to die.
Imagine if no one ever died.
I think that'd be a cool world. I think that'd be a cool world where we would just, there would be so many people that people would become leased out as construction material.
Yeah.
And you could just, live your life as a brick.
Oh my God, this urinal's talking to me. Oh, it's George.
Hey. Oh, yeah.
George from back. Hey, you're a urinal now.
Yeah, I'm just material now. I get paid 75 cents an hour.
Yeah, but I figured I would become porcelain.
Yeah.
Ceramics, porcelain,
Oh yeah, I'm a ceramics now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's all become material. I want to become wood. Become wood.
I want to take dick pills and LSD at the same time.
Whoa, man, my dick veins are moving around a lot, man.
Well, I just hey, man, get a load of this dick. Look at it.
Whoa.
No, you don't have to do it. Just it's moving. It's all wavy.
It's flowing. It's flowing. There's lots of colors, mostly purples. Check out this dick. just walk out onto the street all confident.
You get arrested and you're in the okay, I totally understand, officers. Just check out my dick though. I'm so sorry, but it's so weird. It's so hard. It won't.
They beat you within an inch of your life. You're cooling out in the jail cell. You go to the drunk guy next to you. He's sleeping. You wake him up. Hey, man.
Poke him.
Hey, man.
Hey, I'm still tripping.
You should check out this dick.
You tripping? You trip? I'm tripping.
Dude, check out this dick, man.
Yeah, that's a good night. That would be a good night. What are some other funny drug combos?
Some flipping. do some flipping. So that's a dick flipper right there. Other funny drug combos, do ether and aspirin. No, that's not funny.
What's the best combo with estrogen?
The best combo with estrogen, just take testosterone.
Testosterone and estrogen?
Just take them both at the same time. Let them fight it out. I feel testosterone would win.
It's called the Me Too cocktail.
No. I'm trying to become... Yeah, logic. If you're trying to become the most non-binary, that's what you take. No, I'm sorry. NB people, our NB fans, which are none of you, because I know all of the people that listen to this show. Unless some of you are out there. Unless there's new listeners.
You can't judge.
In which case...
You can't judge. Maybe they don't even know. Maybe I'm one of these. Maybe I will become. Maybe I will transition.
Okay, maybe that would be interesting.
I don't know.
I don't know. I don't really clock you as
a very pretty lady
on the gender spectrum.
What?
I think you're fully cis.
Hey, you can't ever know. What about the Wachowskis? Huh? Riddle me this.
Oh man,
riddle me that.
You definitely can tell they are trans from The Matrix. That is a movie that only trans people would make. It's all about taking hormones to see the real world. It's all about taking pills in order to see the real world.
I don't know. I never saw it.
It's pretty boring. It just goes, but the music goes.
I was watching Equilibrium. The gung fu.
Yeah, I was watching too much Equilibrium.
Couldn't stop watching Holy shit! Have you seen Equilibrium?
They don't even do gun fu in the Matrix. They just do regular kung fu and then shoot guns separately. They don't combine the disciplines.
And then what? He learns it really quick. Come on.
Equilibrium, superior movie, has leather dusters, has sunglasses, but it doesn't have any subtle trans themes, so I like it better. Says transphobic movie reviewer. He doesn't.
So the transphobia has been coming out with the Kamala stands today on Twitter. Have you been seeing
the K-Hive?
that? Yeah, the K-Hive.
No, the K-Hive is transphobic.
Because someone posted about how Kamala was forcing trans men to go to women's jail, or vice versa.
No, that's the other way around. He was forcing trans women to go to men's jail, which is a lot more dangerous.
Well, it's either way. It's not good. Hey, what do you? Is really one worse than the other, or they're both equally bad?
Well, trans men aren't they don't represent as a significant part of the prison population as trans women for whatever reason. No, maybe I'm making that up. I'm probably making that up.
As we know from Orange is the New Black, women's prison is brutal.
Yeah, but I don't know if a trans man. I don't know if a trans man
forced into Orange is the New Black would probably get stabbed.
I feel like it's a lot worse out there for trans women in men's prison. I feel like you're being a little obtuse here, intentionally.
But what you're being is a misandrist.
You're right. I'm Mysander, the Greek god of man hating.
Because as we know from Orange is the New Black, the women's prison is real, and Natasha Lyonne is brutal.
Think of all the roads that colored entire places, setting up his evil, fucking down his heart.
So Kamala did that, and apparently
she did that.
The K-Hive was talking about how that's awesome, and they were like, "Great!" They were like, "Oh, more of this, please."
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Who is the K-Hive? Who are? Because I've come across them before, but I really don't know. I know Warren people, and I get Warren people to some degree because I just want like an ultra bookish nerd. I think they would be the best one. And Kamala's that too, but there's like this extra element to it. There's this super aggressive nature that her fans have, which are like this. I guess the same thing you could level against the Bernie Bros. She has like that same type of frothing at the mouth. Twitter presence.
We need tribes with leaders as humans, and if we don't have them, we create them. We're like, and it's crazy how it's like a drive in us to it, because now we're all trapped in our houses, so we're like, let's make digital tribes.
Yeah, we love our avatars. I also think it's just because I think the thing about like a lot of criticisms against Kamala is, or people sort of trained to see any criticism against Kamala as specifically about her identity and not necessarily about her decisions, because I think people are trained to believe that any criticism is usually in bad faith and based on their identity. In a lot of cases, they're correct, especially the criticisms that come from the right wing about her.
I only want to criticize
the fact that
her
she's a socialist.
as we should criticize everyone based on where they went to high school.
Yes. Where did Kamala go to high school?
In Canada.
Lame. Canada Harris, they'll call it. And she's going to give us Canadian-style socialism, where we just kill a lot of indigenous people.
I don't think she could. She's even allowed to be president if she went to high school in Canada.
Half black, half Indian. I thought this was America, where people are only half black because Thomas Jefferson raped them.
Yeah, it was all Thomas Jefferson's fault.
It was all Jefferson's fault. It was all that guy.
Man, he had another little-known fact about TJ, as I like to call him, is that he had sumptuous dinner parties at the White House, and he would walk around in slippers. Isn't that something?
The founding fathers are looking down at us from heaven right now. Thomas Jefferson is looking at Kamala and just licking his lips.
Oh, no.
So it's come to this, eh?
He's
A
getting,
comely lass in the VP seat.
yeah. I once sat there. Ooh, how titillating.
Our butts are going to touch through the ether of time.
Yeah, he was a horny
Jefferson.
rascal. Him and Hamilton were horny rascals.
Yeah, they were. Yeah,
That's
Washington less horny.
No,
Less
Washington
horny
was
than
not
the
a
other founders.
Washington. One time, Hamilton dared his friend to go put his arm around Washington, just to see what he would do, and Hamilton's friend did it. And this was a guy who I think wanted like a position somewhere in the government and got blacklisted by Washington after that instance. And Hamilton thought it was the funniest shit ever. But Washington was very stern and always was very much like, do not even try to make me laugh. Don't even try. I will never laugh.
That's pretty cool. I would like to be one of those guys.
Yeah.
You just can't get anything over on them. I'm so obsessed with, making everyone feel comfortable or like being subservient to me. If I sense that anyone is having displeasure with me, I will immediately go, oh, maybe I can just dance around for you and then you'll be entertained. And then maybe I won't have to deal with your scorn, with your knife eyes that I can't take even a second of because I'm a weak man.
Well, luckily for you, we are not allowed to have any social interactions ever again. At least that's what I've decided. In person.
Fucking Biden-verse. Fucking brunch-verse. That's what people are calling it. It's brunch time.
It is. I celebrated with a scone and a cookie. That's what I did on Saturday. When I got the news on Saturday that he had been declared by our news media to be the president.
Our lying news media.
By the fake news.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
it's funny how even Trump got 71 million votes, which he accurately, one of his accurate Twitter statements isn't that the most votes for a sitting president of all time?
I think. I don't know.
Something like that. I have no idea. Why am I repeating Trump falsisms? I believe him.
I mean, the one cool thing is that Georgia flipped, and I did not expect that. And it is an announcement potentially making my prediction of the electoral votes the closest one on our pre-election pod.
You did it. You guessed 305.
Yeah, I guessed 305, and it might be 306. And of course, if I win, as we know, you become my slave for life.
Oh shit!
Yeah, you have to do
it. Shit! I forgot we pulled a Jefferson there.
Yeah, it's gonna be I poured a Keith Raniere.
Oh no!
You're gonna have to
don't brand me.
You're gonna have to text me every time you want to eat. You're gonna have to say, "Master, can I eat this?" And I will say no. Just like Keith Raniere.
Oh my god, Keith Raniere, he is a sexy man. I would jump on his bone. I would jump on his Trey Anastasio bone
That's
right
funny.
away. I'd pull his hair. I'd suck his hair.
Dude, you should do like an Oz where you commit a crime to get into jail with him, and then
so I could fuck Keith Rainier.
and then try to mind fuck him, and then real fuck him, and then when he gets out, take over his cult. Oh my god, dude, pull an Oz, do a crime.
I couldn't run a cult. Cults are so much work. That's why.
Do a federal crime or something. I think all you'd really have to do is like try to cross into America from Canada and like not get coronavirus tested, and then they'd send you to the same federal prison as Keith Rainier.
It's the same. Yeah, they would do it. Exactly.
Yes.
I would not survive in prison.
Oh, you would in federal prison. It's fine. It's fine.
I've been there.
State prisons where you don't want the state, or the private prisons are the bad ones. Federal prisons are fine. Because it's mostly solitary.
Okay. I don't like the idea of solitary. I need friends. I need to talk to people.
But you're in solitary right now. We're all in solitary because of COVID.
I hang out with people at the dog park. I get my jollies at the dog park.
Ew.
I get many of my jollies there.
No, I'm Ben Shapiro, and I will not go to a dog park. I will not get my jollies at a dog park.
Let's say, hypothetically, you're at a dog park, and dog starts licking your penis. And let's say, hypothetically, it feels like nothing you've ever felt before, and you're so in shock that you can't stop the dog from licking your penis. In fact, you grab behind its ears and force it to go down on you as a reflex.
Yes, using
let's say
logic
hypothetically.
Using logic and reason, though, of course.
Yes, using logic and reason, you force the dog down on your dick, and when the sound of the dog choking makes you come, using logic and reason, you come into the dog's mouth.
Yes, Ben. Yes, go on, Ben. Please.
Oh my god. Ben Shapiro fucks dogs. Yeah. We all knew it.
Of course. He looks like
Ben
a dog.
Shapiro. I don't even like. Ben Shapiro doesn't anger me because he doesn't seem like he's a happy guy. He doesn't seem like he's enjoying any of his empire of lies.
Yeah, and apparently he's been superseded on Facebook by someone named Dan Bondingo or whatever.
Dan Bongino?
Bongino.
Dan Vagina.
Bongino.
Bongino. But also, yeah, a lot of these right-wing pundits don't strike me as particularly happy people. Like, Tucker Carlson doesn't seem like he, like, goes home and he, like, relaxes and he, like, thinks, oh, what a nice day. He seems like he's just on edge all the time.
Oh, man, he's the worst. I hate that guy.
Yeah, he's a name that's floating around for, like, 2024, like, people.
I was thinking that, but I don't really think... I mean...
I think he's too much of a dweeb.
It took Trump a while to get in to be able to run. Like, he had to do a lot of preparing over many years of testing the waters. Like, 2016 was not the first time he even ran.
No, he ran as an independent in the 90s, right?
Yeah. And I was thinking about it in 2012, and so I think if Tucker wants to run, he's going to need to... it's probably going to take more than one cycle. And, you know, he's never done the... It's different talking into a TV screen than it is in front of 20,000 screaming fans.
Yeah. He's also just, he doesn't seem like he's got that, sort of, for lack of a better term, big dick charisma that you need.
Yeah.
In order to be taken seriously as a presidential person.
Yeah, I don't...
You know, Joe Biden, for whatever else, he's got big dick energy.
Well, the other media figure, they're saying maybe Joe Rogan will run for president.
No. Why?
Yeah.
What would he do? There's a line in the Justice League cartoon where, like, they think Lex Luthor wants to become president, and Lex Luthor's like, President? Do you have any idea how much power I would have to give up to be president? I feel like Joe Rogan. Why would you go from a position where you have way more material influence on the world to president? You're already Joe Rogan. You're the president of dudes.
Yeah, he's he does have some idiots on his show. He is
like Tim Dillon.
Well, Tim Dillon's not the worst at all. By far not the worst.
No, Eddie Bravo's bad.
Tim Dillon at least tries to be funny. And I kind of like Tim Dillon. I mean,
he's funny. He's a dumbass, but he's funny.
But he's also he's not really trying. He's not a dumbass who's masquerading as like. There's this apparently former CIA covert op that Joe Rogan had on, who is actually a dumbass, being like, I really would prefer divided government, just so that nothing can get done, like that kind of a very serious, like weird masculine dudes. Tim Dillon is just like, why is everyone so serious? He's kind of like Jiminy Glick.
He sounds like Jiminy Glick plus the Joker there.
Yeah, that's his bit. He's like, at least now comedy can go back to being silly.
I don't know enough about Tim Dillon, but he seems sort of like a fat Republican load. Not that being fat makes him morally worse.
He talks about how he thinks Trump is stupid on his pod, so he's not.
Yeah, but you can think about how Trump is stupid and still be a Republican.
I mean, yeah, he's not.
He's a never Trumper.
He's not a liberal or a progressive. He's anti-woke. He's definitely anti-woke. Yeah. But he's kind of funny. Not the worst.
Yeah, he is kind of. I don't think. It is the long-held position that I don't think ideology and comedy really have anything to do with each other. Something is funny. It's not that something can be funny and align with your political beliefs, but most jokes aren't designed to align with your political beliefs. I mean, sometimes they are. It's weird going back watching old episodes of The Simpsons where there were a lot more trans jokes than I was expecting.
Yeah. Well, because it wasn't a thing. It wasn't a thing that anyone knew was wrong to make fun of.
Yeah. Well, there's so in 2 episodes back to back, there's one, Lisa's First Word, where they're doing a flashback, and they say, Bart can sleep in the same bed as us. Marge says, won't that warp him? And Homer says, oh, my cousin Frank did it. You don't have a cousin Frank. Yeah, he did. He became Francine back in '06. Mm-hmm. Then he joined that cult. I think his name is Mother Shabooboo now. But, which is a really funny joke. Yeah. But obviously the implication that, coddling your child will turn them trans and that then they will join a cult, obviously is problematic.
Well, the cult part is funny, and having your name changed to Mother Shabooboo is
Mother Shabooboo is just a funny name.
The middle part of the joke is wrong, and they should issue an apology.
But it is, not to be heavy-handed, but it is wrong, because the humor comes from the idea that someone would get a sex change. That the idea that is funny. I shouldn't even say sex change. I say gender reassignment surgery. Because they have a sex change joke in the next episode. In Homer's triple bypass, Barney thinks that he's not having heart attack surgery, but he said, what am I supposed to do with this jumbo thong and bikini? He thinks Homer's getting a sex change. And they call it that because that's what it was called in the 90s. But there are a lot of, famously poorly aged trans jokes from the 90s, chief of which is the ending to Ace Ventura, which is brutal. If you've watched it recently, it's pretty bad.
You can't cancel me for that because I never even saw Ace Ventura. I was not allowed to see the raunchy and offensive comedies of Jim Carrey growing up. It was not allowed in my household. I did not see Ace Ventura because of the farting. Farting was illegal in my house.
Cannibal Corpse is in Ace Ventura. They make a special guest because they were Jim Carrey's favorite band at the time. But yeah, the ending to Ace Ventura is very, very transphobic. Hilariously, they even comment on it on Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Wow. Nothing funnier than that. Nothing funnier for a comedy show to go around finding examples of jokes that have aged poorly, and then, God, I just hate Brooklyn Nine-Nine. It's the worst.
Yeah, Brooklyn Nine. I mean, I like Brooklyn Nine-Nine because I like workman-like comedy writing. I like the idea of just people, in a room trying to come up with jokes. And some of the jokes, register independent of them being cops. There are just some funny jokes in that show. But it has that. And we've been talking about this for we've been talking about this for a while. I want to get Alex on. Oh shit! I said his name. Oh well. Can we bleep that out?
Yeah, we can bleep this part out.
Yeah. We can get Alex on the show, other Alex who we had on before, to talk about Nick Land and the Dork Enlightenment. I want to talk about the Michael Cherniverse with him because we've both watched all of the entries into it, and we like it despite knowing how stupid it is. So that might be a later episode.
Is that
to look
the
forward
Office
to.
and stuff?
Yeah, The Office, Parks and Recreation, Brooklyn Nine-Nine, and The Good Place. It's sort of acknowledged that all of them take place in the same universe.
Well, I've seen all of them except I've seen one episode of Brooklyn Nine-Nine, but I've seen all of the other ones.
Okay. So you know the yeah. I mean, Good Place eventually sort of landed on Good Politics because in season 3, like they start talking. The reason why everyone is going to hell is because there is no ethical consumption under capitalism.
Oh my god, that's lame.
They don't explicitly say there is no ethical consumption under capitalism, but the idea that, so in The Good Place, they have a system which assigns points based on whether you've done something that's good or bad, but the system is rigid. So if you buy a flower in modern capitalism, you buy a flower, but the money goes to a CEO that kills babies, so you end up getting negative points, even though, you did a nice thing and gave a flower to your mom or something like that.
But
which I think is,
under communism,
that's a funny example.
There is no heaven and hell in communism because religion is not allowed.
Well, in Leninism, I guess, are there religious communists? There are Christian communists. That's the Brunig's whole grift.
Yeah.
You don't like the Brunigs?
That's not their whole thing, though. They're not at all communists.
They aren't communists,
No.
but they're mild socialists.
They're libs. They're ideological libs.
They're libs?
Yes.
I thought they were socialists.
Psh, maybe with healthcare.
Yeah.
But that's enough, apparently, these days to call yourself a socialist. It's just be like, let's have a healthcare system for everyone.
No, I think they have more leftist bona fides than you're giving them credit for.
Maybe, I don't know.
There is like a strain of leftist Catholicism, isn't there? Like there is a strain of like working class, weird progressive Catholicism.
I don't know. That's not the interesting Catholicism to me.
The interesting one is when you disown your baby for being gay.
I like the one where you have to be very rigid and traditional. But no, I don't care about Catholicism. It's stupid. Sorry.
We got a Catholic president, first since Kennedy.
Yeah.
Catholic president.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You remember that guy that got beat up in Dallas with the sword?
No, there was a guy that got beat up in Dallas with a sword.
This summer when the protests were popping off, he tried to defend his favorite bar with a sword. He's a trad cat from Dallas, and he got kicked in the head and got the shit beaten out of him. And then he became Twitter famous, and he was talking about how he hopes the Catholics will excommunicate Joe Biden. He's like, maybe we'll do it.
There was a very funny post from Turning Point UK about Joe Biden's apparent distaste for the United Kingdom and the idea that he's gonna boost Irish nationalism.
BBC, I'm Irish. Yeah.
BBC, I thought that standing for Barack Obama's cock.
Nigel Farage was like, see, we should have gotten a trade deal when Trump was president. Now we're screwed because he's Irish. And it's like, wow. Yeah, you guys are real smart over there. Those accents really hide the fact that you have such fucking high IQs.
Nigel Farage is like, you couldn't write like a slimier British guy in a sitcom. Like, Nigel Farage is like what Americans think British people are. Just like scheming, rat-like, dumb, sort of tall. I guess Americans think British people are smart. Though.
Yeah, if you have a British accent, you automatically get 10 extra IQ points in the eye of the beholder.
Yeah, you can even have this accent, and an American will think you're smart.
Yeah, it's hilarious. The chavs.
Oi, Nobby! Nobby!
Yeah.
We're going down to the Tesco's. We're going to pick up a cucumber Sammy down at the Tesco's.
No, this new thing that I'm seeing that they eat in England is like, they get like a bun, like a hamburger bun, and put a meat pie in it.
Yeah. I think it's called a barm.
It's called a barm.
Like a pie barm.
A pie barm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks delicious.
That looks pretty good. It's a lot of wheat, a lot of carbs.
Yeah, you have it with a pint, and you're just like, I am fully wheat.
Oh man, yeah, it's like I like it when you get Greek food and you get like rice and potatoes, and you're like, man, there's a lot of carbs over here. These foods are doing the same thing to my body, and there's a lot of them.
I love trying to give myself diabetes. It's my new hobby. I got a stand mixer. News flash, ding ding ding! I got a stand mixer, so now I can
make bread.
No! I can make peanut butter cookies. I made 2 batches of peanut butter cookies, and because normally it's really hard to stir the peanut butter into the flour and the butter by hand. It takes a lot of wrist action, and I got carpal tunnel from video games and jerking off. So now I can make peanut butter cookies really easily and just shove them into my mouth every day for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And then I supplement that with sausages. And so that's my diet: peanut butter cookies and sausages. For lockdown.
The old Chicago, the old Chicago fortune. I guess there'd be a lot more deep dish pizza there.
Yeah, I don't know.
Don't mess with the sausage in Chicago.
I could go for
Or
some
the thing
pizza.
about the bears. The bears are large gay men that keep haunting me in my dreams as I lay next to my sullen, sexless wife and my child in a crib. I can tell they don't love me. They have some sort of reactive attachment disorder. I go out to Wrigley Field every now and then. I see the old decrepit seats, and they remind me of the passing of time and my own damnable consciousness, and how it never fails to cease torturing me with the inevitability of this Chicago life.
Oh, those bears.
Oh, those bears. Yeah, the existential Chicago man. I went to my alderman recently. Talk about alderman in Chicago. Lori Lightfoot is no good. Don't like her.
Everyone hates Lori Lightfoot, but I don't know. She seems kind of crazy, which I kind of like. Like, did you see her dress up as that coronavirus superhero? She was the coronavirus buster or something.
Nah, I didn't see that.
It was kind of crazy and off the rails, which I like.
She's
it.
wacky.
Yeah, I like a crazy mayor who you don't really know what they're gonna do.
Yeah, like Rob Ford.
Yeah.
Or oh, that's speaking of crazy mayors, Garcetti got tapped for Minister of Transportation, which is another, shitty token cabinet
We don't have
position.
ministers here, buddy.
Oh yeah, you're
Listen,
right.
guy. Listen, friendo. We don't have no ministers. We don't like ministers.
Man, the shadow cabinet would be a lot cooler if it were made up of ninjas.
Well, the question is, will any of these people be approved by Mitch McConnell's Senate?
Man, let's just say, yeah. I mean, they're gonna push him to the right. We knew that was gonna happen, though. That's what you get with Biden. What are you talking? This is what you voted for. I knowing full well that this would happen, I still would encourage people to vote for Biden. Of course, they're gonna push him to the right. But it's predictable. That's why you vote for Biden, because he's the predictable choice. It's easier to fight against something that you can predict than fight against a guy who just could do anything at any day because of what he reads on Fox News.
Yeah, well,
Not reads.
at least maybe Stephen Colbert will stop crying on air now.
Yeah, fucking Jesus Christ. All the comedians are so fucking cucked now.
What a funny...
I need to stop saying cucked.
What a funny late-night comedian we have in Stephen Colbert, who's just weeping on national television.
Yeah. I guess, that's the one great thing Trump did, is he just proved how unfunny all of these late-night shows are.
Mm-hmm. Well, we can go
just
back to being funny now.
Yes, we can go back to being funny now. We don't have to cry about fucking the dissolution of democracy every time.
Yes. Except when Trump wins in 2024. Then we'll all have to cry again.
It's man, the one time in recent memory, it's weird that Democrats just get saddled with the election fraud thing. I mean, it's not weird. It's obvious that they were going to turn to that, but Republicans do so much more electoral fraud, and they did the big electoral fraud in 2000.
Yeah.
But people don't see that as electoral fraud. But it's very strange, just like, I mean, why do I keep saying it's strange? But I guess it's more infuriating that people just refuse to see the fact that it's the only people that abdicate procedure in favor of consolidating power is and has always been Republicans. That is their strength. They say that Democrats play by the rules, and Democrats say, okay, and then they don't play by the rules.
Right.
Because they're smart. They're smarter at politics than Democrats.
I mean, they're just, like, they don't, I guess it's realpolitik that they do, that, and then if the Democrats do it, they're like, oh, no, you can't, that's un-American. But then I don't really know.
Maybe that's what AOC's... if AOC's complaining about that, I agree with her about that.
Well, that's not quite, I don't think. I mean, she's complaining about the Dems as an organization not having... not, like, understanding what the demographics want, I think.
I think she's right about that. I do think that people want mandates that could be seen as leftist if they're framed poorly, but I think if they're framed regularly, they're basically just middle-of-the-road lib shit that for some reason, because Fox News is very effective at messaging that as leftist, Dems start saying that, oh, Medicare for All is a leftist thing. Even though it's not. It's Keynesian lib shit.
Well,
it's just lib shit.
We gotta rebrand.
We're still on lib shit.
I know you wanted to rebrand defund the police, but we have to rebrand Medicare for All, because I think I was saying it sounds like we're all gonna get old. It sounds like let's all get old. Medicare is what the old people have.
Single payer is confusing. Universal health care is also confusing.
Our single payer health care program should be like Get Rich, Die Young. And it's single payer health care. But it's called Get Rich, Die Young. Cause
free health care, people don't trust the word free.
No, it's Get Rich, Die Young, single payer health care. I'm serious. And then everyone will be like, hell yeah, I want to get rich, die young. And then what does that entail? Okay, so I have the same health care. And we all have the same health care. And that's called, what that is called is Get Rich, Die Young.
Yeah,
I'm down.
So it's just branding that has absolutely nothing to do with the product.
Right.
It's just called Get Rich, Die Young.
Yes.
Yeah. Cash money healthcare.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Cash money healthcare. That's what we're pitching.
Cash money healthcare. And
money healthcare.
What it is the government provides healthcare to you.
Yeah. So you have more cash money.
Yeah, and you can get rich or die young, whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
But
you can get rich with all the cash money that you'll be saving with the healthcare.
You will be free to die young in any method of your choosing except curable diseases, which we will treat.
Yes.
Medicare for all. I'm gonna what? I'm gonna live until I'm 75 and I'm shitting in my pants? No thanks.
Yeah. Eternal youth healthcare. No, eternal youth reminds people of cults.
Yeah.
Fortnite care.
Fortnite care. Ooh, we're getting good here. Fortnite care.
The Travis Scott healthcare plan. Yeah. Although Travis Scott got quit Instagram after people made fun of his Batman costume.
Oh, I saw that. It was like purple?
Yeah.
What the fuck? Why do you wear
or it was
purple?
like brown and fuzzy. It was strange. It was a strange looking Batman costume. And that also it fit him ill. Like you'd think someone as wealthy as him would have a fitted Batman costume. But.
Yeah, well, I think he probably did it a little bit off the cuff, a little late. All the good Batman costumes already got taken.
Pickle Rick healthcare.
Yeah, they really should do that. They should just go full in on the co-opting of all of the good things, man.
Look at me! I turned healthcare into a pickle. It's pickle healthcare.
Yeah, I'll vote for that. Yeah.
Yeah. Very productive rebranding sesh. Rebranding Szechuan sauce.
Ooh.
Woo!
Ooh.
Woo! Okay, hold on. Vamp for a bit. I gotta pee.
Okay.
I'm nursing a pee here.
Well, while Alex is nursing his pee, I guess that means he's going to, like, nurse it out, which is involving a lot of tugging and yanking. But, you know, as they say in the South, more than 3 tugs. And is that Diego in the background? Diego, come here, boy. Come here, boy. Diego. Oh, I can't hear me through the headphone. Come Fuck yeah! Hey, there he is. There's Diego. Diego, open the fridge. Diego, open the fridge. Get yourself a snack. Get yourself a snack from Daddy Alex. Get yourself a snack from Daddy Alex. Oh, he's a good boy. Diego's a good boy. Oh, I can see Alex in the background. He's not peeing, he's taking a bong hit. He's got that big lighter, like the big lighter, the handheld grill lighter for his bong. Oh, there he is. Act like I didn't say anything.
I'm back. It's me, Fred Flintstein, the Yabba Dabba Jew. Wilma! Did Fred Flintstone ever beat Wilma?
No. John Goodman did, though.
Whoa!
Yeah. John Goodman.
Wilma, I swear to God! You make me do this, Wilma!
Oh, my God. It's just
the really dark domestic abuse.
Yeah.
Pebbles cowering in the corner.
Oh, my God. Another movie I was not allowed to see.
The Flintstones movie?
Not allowed to see that.
That movie is surprisingly racy. What with Halle Berry, slinging her pussy at John Goodman and all.
Well, I mean, I was allowed to watch Cary Grant and Fred Astaire. That's why I'm so warped.
That's why you're gay.
It's true.
Ooh, all of these attractive, closeted gay men.
My God.
Forming my youth masculinity.
Grant. Yeah, bringing up Baby, where they adopt a cheetah.
Cary Grant was, he was bisexual. He wasn't full gay.
And Katharine Hepburn was also bisexual.
Katharine Hepburn was bisexual. They called me Kitty, because I ate that kitty. Katharine Hepburn. Just eating pussy all over the nation. Cary Grant would love it.
No, he wouldn't.
When I ate this pussy.
No, he wouldn't. He'd be like, gross. I can't even do the Mid-Atlantic Cary Grant. I wish I could.
Mid-Atlantic Cary Grant. How did Cary Grant sound?
Not like the dear departed Sean Connery.
Dear departed Sean Connery. Also, Alex Trebek died today because of Celebrity Jeopardy died.
That SNL, all the great SNL bits are dying.
Burt Reynolds already died.
Yeah.
SNL is dying. We're seeing SNL in decline here. That is the true House of Decline, is SNL.
Oh my God. I don't even... I used to sometimes try to watch some of their bits on YouTube. I just don't even care.
Maybe when they reach their 50th season, that's like when Lorne Michaels' Pact with the Devil will be up, and, you'll see him get dragged down to hell live on stage.
I hope so. There's no reason...
Up next, the Foo Fighters!
Oh, boy. Yeah. There's no reason to have that. Are they still doing... Are they, doing real, together sketches, or are they still, can they even...
They're doing together sketches. Yeah, they're not social distancing because comedy means more than that. Dave Chappelle was on the night that Biden won, and he gave an impassioned speech where he was teary. Well, not teary, but
God.
serious.
Really?
Yeah, because Dave Chappelle... I don't know why people think Dave Chappelle is some sort of fucking genius, or that he should be listened to on any sort of moral point. This is the mistake we keep making with fucking comedians, is we keep allowing them to be moral paragons.
I don't. It's because we have no one left. I mean, we did it with Sacha Baron Cohen, who I also think is...
Yeah, incredibly... Don't worship the guy. He's funny, but he's not, a moral paragon. What the fuck? And it's, you know why? It's because the language of comedy is the most persuasive language on earth.
Yeah.
And that's why Trump won, because he's a comedian.
They're basically vile rhetorical magicians.
Yeah. We are aspiring to be the same. We're getting funny with it.
Yeah.
We're keeping it funny. We're seeing how funny it is. Because, it's rhetoric that makes you see logic, but also produces a joy response, which is why it's powerful. You can associate your revelation of logic with also a little bite of humor,
but
a little bite of joy.
As Ben Shapiro would say, it has nothing to do with logic and reason.
Yeah,
and
that is one of the most unreasonable things, is thinking that all of your decisions or thoughts or opinions are entirely informed by this sterile process where you assess things objectively.
Yeah.
The idea that you can excise emotional decision making from your frame of mind is one of the most fucking bizarre and ludicrous things that these strange STEM lord internet guys believe.
Yeah, you have to. I mean, they really should do more studying of the ancient Greeks, because
Pathos.
because the ancient Greeks were able to use all the different forms of rhetoric in persuasion and convincing and government, and it's quite noble in my mind.
Yeah. But, if you just don't see the value in art because you can't quantify it as easily, you have a fucking weak mind. You have a bullshit weak mind. Like, I'm not saying that, artists are more valuable than scientists. Actually, I am saying that. We should give all of our money to performance artists.
I mean, I used
fuck
to
DARPA.
Yeah, I used to really be into that before I gave up on art. I was really really wanting to go, because I went to Amsterdam and I saw how there's all these musicians in Amsterdam who are like, yeah, we just like get money from the government to play shows. And I was like, wait, what? You do what? You get money from the government to play shows? And they're like, yeah, and then the government actually gives us money to go out and to other countries and play shows because they want everyone to know how good musicians from Amsterdam are. I'm like, what? So I used to be into that, but then I realized that I didn't care about pretending that I could play music well anymore.
Artists hold a mirror up to society, and if you look at yourself in the mirror a lot, you're a vain piece of shit. So maybe art isn't that good.
Well, yeah, it's good. We don't have to be edgelords.
All art is shit. There is no good art.
Let's not be edgelords about it. It's okay. Some of art is good.
Art is bad because it's not logical.
Yeah.
Say, hypothetically, you were to create a painting, and you were to put a brushstroke here and a brushstroke there, and, oh, look, you've made a kettle, but it's not a kettle, it's just brushstrokes. It doesn't make any sense. It's not logical.
The only still life that I like is still lifes of Rubik's Cubes, because that makes sense. It's logical. It's a puzzle that you have to solve. That is art.
Man. I like the idea of Ben Shapiro and art interacting, because he is a technically skilled violinist, which is just, and so it's weird to see him, put passion, or, see him make the expressions associated with musical passion when he's doing a piece, because it's like, you don't seem to get things. You don't seem to get things on this level, Shapiro.
Yeah. So,
or his sister singing opera, where it's like there is this, maybe, I mean, his sister is even less technically accomplished than he is at the fucking, at the violin. But yeah, there is this emptiness in it that, seems very evident to someone like me, but maybe that's just because I'm ascribing his personality onto it. But yeah, when you rail against the idea of pathos as, just something that needs to be considered when you form your political or ideological or metaphysical worldview, and then you play the fucking violin, it seems, I don't know, there seems to be a disconnect there, But I guess some people just derive pleasure from playing instruments by the virtue of accomplishing something, and it doesn't get deeper than that.
I'm looking at the 5 canons of rhetoric, first codified in classical Rome: invention, arrangement, style, memory, and delivery.
Whoa.
Yes.
All 5.
All 5. And of
those
course,
Romans.
as you were mentioning pathos, but there's also logos and ethos.
Ethos. Well, yeah, ethical considerations. Because moral duty is abstract. It comes from, at least in a lot of conceptions of philosophy or moral duty, there is no origin of morals. They just sort of exist. You could just sort of describe them as natural law. It is wrong to do something because it is wrong. There's not really... You can explain it through, sort of logic or utilitarian means, but at the end of the day, it is sort of like a feeling or an understanding that if everyone were to behave this way, then the world would be worse, even though you can't really prove that.
Plato had a dim view of rhetoric, and in Plato's opinion, rhetoric is merely a form of flattery and functions similarly to cookery, which masks the undesirability of unhealthy food by making it taste good. So that's
what are you talking about? Unhealthy food is undesirable.
I don't know what. I think Plato was not aware of the chicken McNugget.
Blessed Athena! What is this ambrosia in golden brown form?
Oh man, do you remember when in Bill and Ted when they get Socrates, and they bring him back?
Socrates, yeah.
Don't they? Don't they like take?
Do they give him McNuggets there?
I think they take him to a department store. It's one of my favorite scenes when they get like all the people in the department store from antiquity, and they're all having a really funny time.
Yeah.
I remember Napoleon. Napoleon like goes to the music section and is like a virtuoso on the piano. Oh.
You mean Beethoven?
Is it Beethoven? Oh, they actually get Beethoven?
Napoleon goes to the water park.
Oh, Napoleon goes to the water. Oh, okay.
Yeah, if I remember my Bill and Ted canon.
I really want to see the Bill and Ted 3.
I haven't seen it yet. It's been out for a while.
Yeah, I want to see it. Maybe I'll try to find it.
A movie that a House of Decline recommendation is, I think I may have recommended it before, but I will always recommend it because it is the Alex Winter movie Freaked, which I think is one of the most bizarre cult films out there because it had enough of a budget to have really fucking great, really in the meaty era of practical effects, these incredible models and claymations and just oozing goopy Nickelodeon-esque effects in this movie, and it's a marvel to see as a result of that, but also just crazy jokes and weird cameos. Randy Quaid. And watch the movie Freaked. It's on YouTube for free. Sorry, Alex Winter.
Ooh. Buy the movie. Buy it on Amazon Prime.
Buy the movie if you can.
But if half the money to Jeff Bezos and half the money to the company that
is distributing
it, and then Alex Winter will get 2 cents.
Well, we're at an hour and 20 now.
Yeah.
So let's just try and spin out what we think the Biden world is going to play out like.
The world of Biden.
I think Biden's going to do he's going to do another round of stimulus money for the COVID, but it will be too little. But he'll get like a lot of good press for it.
I don't think he will be able to get checks.
You don't think he will? You don't think he'll even do that?
I think we're going to get bolstered unemployment for people who can prove they're unemployed. We're not going to get checks again. No way. No way.
You don't think so?
No, Democrats aren't going to get people checks.
That's the only solution. That is literally the only solution right now. Like, they would ignore that? You think they would be stupid enough to ignore that?
Yes. The Republicans will not do that. Why would they do that?
So you have a more grim idea of what the next 4 years are going to look like than even I do.
The fact that we got checks at all is insane. That's not... America has never done that.
Yeah. Even in the New Deal, they didn't do that.
Yeah. So I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah, they're not going to give you... I hope they do checks again.
Me too.
But even if they do checks again, it's not going to be enough. And it's going to be like everyone gets $600. Yay. So that's going to happen. I don't think they're going to be able to get any meaningful, Medicare legislation through. Any meaningful, Because the thing that they should really be exclusively focused on is, doing the thing that Obama should have done and getting an actual single-payer healthcare system.
Well, he doesn't.
That should be,
He's said he doesn't want to do that.
I know, so that's not going to happen either. I don't think the economy is going to get a lot better because I think they will refuse to do these infusion policies. And as a result, we're going to see a real tanking recession in the next 4 years that Biden will absolutely get blamed for.
Mm-hmm.
And it's going to be Harris. I think he's going to drop out after one term, and it's going to be Harris. I don't know who she's going to run against.
Trump.
Maybe Trump again.
But I disagree on that. There's no reason in my mind for Biden to drop out just because he's old.
No, I don't think he's going to... I think disease or some infirmity will catch up to him enough to make him go out, even though he might not necessarily want to. I think that's kind of likely, especially given how much, presidency ages you.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, as long as he's that, eating ice cream president, which I think what I imagine is that this presidency will be delegated to his cabinet, and it's going to be the most he'll be a president who delegates his authority to his cabinet, and I think he's going to try not to be stressed. That's my
I'd try not
that's
to be
what
stressed
my recommendation to him would be like buy a bunch of ice cream, buy a bunch of ice cream cones, and have a different flavor every day, and tell America what it is. Go on Twitter and be like, today is strawberry.
Meg Whitman is, as Secretary of Commerce, says you get stimulus money, but only for 15 minutes at a time.
Yeah. We're going to figure out how to do a timeshare of stimulus money.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're going to means test the stimulus. Definitely.
Yeah.
It's going to be for people who are employed, people who
It's going to be small businesses in, like, low-income neighborhoods that have Pell Grants from the last...
They'll probably do a fucking, like, voucher thing where they're like, well, we're going to send everyone a voucher to you to go...
They won't raise taxes on the rich.
You can go...
Well,
go
do you think they
redeem.
will repeal the Trump tax cuts? That would be interesting.
How they need a Senate that'll play ball.
Yeah, they can't do that. They're fucked. They're fucked. It's going to be 4 years of just... Unless, Joe Biden, like, does crazy executive order shit, which would be funny, but that's not going to happen either.
Well, no, his team will do a bunch of executive orders. They're going to increase the power of the presidency through executive orders, as every president has. We're going to have a more powerful presidency, a less powerful Congress. We're going to just barrel down the path of a powerful executive, which is, in my mind, the worst thing that's happening. That's why I was not happy. I'm not happy. Every time Congress remains fucked up, I'm not happy. And Congress has now gotten even more fucked up. We could potentially have, like, worst case scenario, 52 Republicans to 48 Democrats. Best case scenario, 50-50, with 3 conservative Democrats who are not going to want to do anything other than get reelected by the popular vote, which is not how the Senate should work. So
here's one thing that I can say. What I think could be a useful and good policy goal. I've said it before. It's my one weird trick that I do think will save us all. But people think that VA is like a bullshit cabinet position, but I actually think it's the most important cabinet position for getting Americans attuned to the idea of government-provided health care. Because if you argue with any right-wing person on the internet, they will inevitably bring up the fact that I don't trust the government to provide health care because, my cousin Joey got his legs blown off in Afghanistan and they didn't do shit for him and now he's addicted to opium. So a lot of Americans who we would want to convince as to the efficacy of government health care, their first experience with it is shitty because the VA is underfunded. I would say deliberately underfunded. And it is the front line of how people perceive healthcare in America. So fixing the VA, which could easily be like a bipartisan slam dunk, because every time someone says, "Is this communism you're doing?" you can just counter, "Oh, what? You don't support the troops?" You can use America's own patriotism against it in order to provide. Once again, I'm dipping into the. What if we have nationalism and socialism at the same time?
Yes. Of course, we'll need some more injured troops for your plan to work. How will we get these troops injured, you ask?
Start a war with Venezuela. That's the other potential thing, is you think Biden could start a war?
No, he'll do... We haven't had a war since World War II. Biden will start some military actions.
Some police actions.
And
you think they'll invade Venezuela?
Yemen. I think he feels guilty about Yemen. He thinks we're going to do some police actions in Yemen.
Do some more policing in Yemen.
We need to go
to a lot of weddings in Yemen, Jack.
Yeah. We might need to do some... The current war is the Azerbaijan-Armenia war, which is still hot, still going on. I mean, that's the first thing on the new president's plate, in my opinion. But Russia, that's a tricky one for Russia, because they don't want to piss off Turkey, but they're pledged to defend Armenia. So what are you going to do? Apparently Putin has the shakes. He's got the Parkinson's. So how much longer?
Better get some L-Dopa into Putin.
How much longer is he going to last?
Oh, man. The power vacuum in Russia when Putin dies is going to be crazy.
Oh, man.
That shit's going to be nuts.
Yeah, I hope I'm alive to see it.
I don't know a lot about Russian politics, but I know when you have a guy that wields that much power for that long and suddenly they're dead, everything goes to shit.
Yeah, he's kind of... I don't get what his plan for succession is. Like, What's...
They never have one. These guys, it's always après moi le deluge with these guys. They don't. He doesn't. You think Putin cares about Russia? Well, he kind of does. I have no idea.
He cares about Russia in like the same way a czar would, which is like for personal glory. Like I think
I don't even know that. I cannot probe into the mind of Putin.
You can't look into his eyes.
I don't follow Russian politics.
Yeah. It's hard to know.
I just know there are oligarchs. Dun 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 dun. And the note that I want to leave you listeners with is that it's okay to feel happy. You shouldn't feel bad for like feeling happy about an old guy. If you do feel like slightly happy by this, I understand why you would feel some sort of relief in this, but it's just goes on. Life just goes on, and that's not a positive or a negative statement.
Yeah. It's good. We got the bad guy out of office, but we need to make the president not powerful. Is my final statement. We need
more.
The president needs to be taken down several notches so he cannot do stuff at all. That's what
we don't need a president. We need a. We'll just have the leader of the country will be a carrot.
The leader of the country is supposed
purely
to be
symbolic.
It's supposed to be Congress, and then the president is just the dude that's like does the treaties.
Yeah, he's our avatar. Like you said before with Kamala, we all need our tribal leaders, and we choose them if we don't have them.
Well, we'll see you guys next week.
Bye.
Goodbye.